Hello, and today we're going to be looking at some additional problems from Module 14. So our first problem here is a binomial. We're going to try to factor. So this is our module on factoring with a couple different techniques. We look at the 3 and the 9. We see that there's a common factor. We could divide both of these by 3. And then we look at for other commonalities. We see we have s to the third and s to the second. We look, in general, you're going to take the lower number, and that'll be part of your greatest common factor. So s squared, s to the second, and then t cubed and t to the fourth. T cubed is the lower. Okay, so we'll have 3s squared t cubed, and then what's left in parentheses, we're going to divide here. 3 divided by 3, that's just 1. S cubed divided by s squared is s, so we have 1s. And then t cubed divided by t cubed, that's gone as well. So these were gone, these were gone, and we're just left with s. For 9 divided by 3, that'll divide, it'll just give us a 3. S squared divided by s squared, that's gone. And then t to the fourth divided by t cubed will just be t. So this will be the final answer. Okay, this next one we have 4 terms. As soon as we see 4 terms, we're going to think factor by grouping. So we're going to do GCF for the first 2 terms and GCF for the third and fourth terms. Okay, we got 2 groups going on. First group and a second group. For the first group, we notice what's in common. 3 is in common, and a is also in common, so 3a. We're going to divide both of them by 3a. That means we'll have 3a, and then in parentheses, the 3's here cancel. A to the third divided by a would be a squared. Here the 3's cancel, a's cancel, we're left with b squared. So there's a plus between, so plus b squared. For the second group, we notice they both have a 5. So we're going to divide by 5. And they both have a b. And this is a b, this is a b cubed, so we take the smaller one, which is just the b. So 5b. Okay, so when we cancel the 5 and the 5, that cancels. The b and the b, that cancels. We're left with a squared. And then here, the 5's cancel. B cubed and b, we can cancel one of the b's here. So we're left with b squared. So if you do this correctly, you'll notice inside the parentheses, you'll see the same common factor. So that a squared plus b squared, that's your common factor. We're going to pull that out. We're going to factor it out. Factor out a squared plus b squared. Once we factor it out, cross it out. Cross out both of them. Open up a second set of parentheses, and then what's left? You're left with 3a plus 5b. That goes inside your second parentheses. And so this becomes your final answer. Okay, factor by grouping. Let's take a look at our next page. Okay, so here we have two problems. How do you factor a problem that does not divide evenly? Okay, so here, this would be our factoring with a trinomial. When we factor by a trinomial, we're going to think reverse FOIL. So for this first problem, we're going to set up two parentheses. We're going to think, okay, the only way we get the t squared is if we have a t and a t. And then the next part is, okay, the two numbers, we're going to put two numbers in here. The two numbers have to multiply to 12. And at the same time, they have to add up to the 7. Okay, so start coming up with a list of numbers that multiply to 12. That's typically what I do. So to multiply to 12, I have 1 times 12. And then next one after 1 will be 2. 2 times 6. After that will be 3. 3 times 4. After that will be 4. That's the same as 4 times 3. 3 times 4. 5 does not go evenly. And then 6 is 6 times 2. Right, so we get, and then 12 times 1. So in a sense, we really have these main 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. So now which one of these add up to 7? Right, because we gotta add up to 7, so 3 and 4. So those are the numbers we put up in here. So we put 3 and the 4. They're both positive. Okay, and then you could always check it. So you could check it. If you checked it, do the FOIL, t times t, and pt squared, t times 4 will be 4t. 3 times t is 3t, and 3 times 4 is 12. Combine like terms, t squared, 4t plus 3t is 7t, and plus 12. Okay, so that's how you know you did it correctly. So this will be it. Let's take a look at the second one here with the b squared minus b minus 30. So to get b squared, let's set up two parentheses. B squared would be b and b. Okay, it has to multiply to negative 30, and that minus sign means it's a negative 30. And it has to add up to a negative, that'll be like a negative 1. Okay, so think of all the numbers that multiply to negative 30. You got 1 and 30. Now it's negative 30, so that means one of these numbers is positive, one of these is negative. So you could have two ways to get negative 30. Negative 1 times 30 or positive 1 times negative 30. Then we would go to 2 and 15. So that would be negative 2 and 15 or 2 and negative 15. Next we could have 3 and 10. So that's negative 3, positive 10, positive 3, negative 10. 4 doesn't work. 5. So 5 and 6. Negative 5, positive 6. Or positive 5, negative 6. And I think that would be it. So which one of these satisfies, has to add up to negative 1? So it looks like it's this one. the 5 and the negative 6. Okay, so we put the 5 in one of them. It's a positive 5. The other one's a negative 6. So that's it. That's our combination. And again, if you want to check it, just FOIL it out. B times B. B times B is B squared. B times negative 6, negative 6B. 5 times B is 5B. 5 times negative 6, negative 30. Combine the middle two, negative 6B plus 5B will be negative 1B minus 30. Okay, so that's how we know we did the correct thing. Okay, so if you have any questions, just let me know, email me. But these are some additional problems that we went over. Have a good day, have a good night. We'll talk to you guys soon.